afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. John Belkowitz here. We've got an amazing question today. Ding! A little bit of a headache. It's been a busy week with the 494. Sorry, my ding's not too loud. Wonderful question from Swedish Death Llama. Hands down, my favorite handle on YouTube. Is there a measurable benefit to sieving already fine cement? And Swedish Death Llama goes after shrinkage and strength. So let me define this first. What Swedish Death Llama is referring to is when you go through most of these ASTMs, I think two that come to mind are ASTMC 1260, ASTMC 1567, which are the ASR tests, you know, using a mortar in lieu of a concrete, what you see in 1293. But I think even all three of them require you to sieve your cement, which I believe is over a number 16 sieve. And the question is there a measurable benefit? And I go back to these ASTMs. The reason why we require this, especially on these laboratory tests, is because yes, there is a measurable benefit of sieving an already fine cement, just like there is a measurable benefit of sieving already fine flour before you're making some type of batter or dough. What you get by sieving an already fine material is that you break up the particles even more so that they're fluffier, and in a way they can mix up and combine with materials a lot more readily than an unsifted cement, or in my earlier description, flour for making batter or dough. Now, the way we see it, the way we can achieve this phenomena or recognize this phenomena is either by strength or shrinkage. Now, this could be good or bad. Now, when you're looking at strength, whether we're using an ASTMC type or ASTMC 150 type 1 or all the way to a type 3, when we, especially if we look at a type 3 when it comes to strength, if we break up those particles that have been agglomerated or packed together from compression, now we got more surface area that's going to react with water, and we're going to get more hydration in a localized area, giving us more of that backbone of concrete strength, especially at earlier ages. Now, that being said, because we have that faster hydration, we might use up some of that water that could have been used for internal curing, so that could possibly be detrimental to our 28-day strength by consuming that extra water because we sifted it in those early phases. Now, when it comes to the more general use or the sulfate resistant, by breaking up those particles, especially if it's packed agglomerates of fly ash with Portland cement or any other additive that's in that binder package, you're exposing that surface area that would react in the way that we had originally designed it, and plus that water that we had brought to the system, now it gets to be used more efficiently, especially to meet not only those fresh properties or hardened properties. Now, this is all about strength, and I include some fresh properties too. So the better question is, what does this do for shrinkage? Because that was the second thing that Swedish Death Llama brought up. Now, here's the problem. If it's a type 3 cement and we expose more of that reactive surface area by sifting it, did you say sifting it? Sifting it. I'm going back to the flour here. By sieving it over a number 16, you're exposing more of that cement, like we just said, which is going to give you those earlier strengths, but it can also increase the drying shrinkage, or excuse me, the chemical shrinkage, which then increase the porosity and increase the cracking tendency, especially in your hotter environment. So there might be a negative impact if you're sieving it over number 16 when it comes to a type 3. Now, it comes to general use or the PPCs or binders that have other agents in there that are designed for either crack compensation or shrinkage compensation or shrinkage reduction. By sieving it, man, I keep going back to sifting. By sieving those together, you can most times get a more even distribution of those two components, or at the very least, if you sieve your cement and then recombine it with the mixer, because you sieve that cement and has been broken up, now it has a greater tendency or greater capability of mixing and blending with other materials outside of water and other liquid chemicals. So, yeah, hopefully I answered your question. Very, very interesting, and it's funny that that question was asked because, well, the kids and I have been watching this either Australian or New Zealand-based TV show, Whitney?
Zumbo's Just Desserts.
Zumbo's Just Desserts, and it's a great dessert show. I think we've watched the first 2 seasons about 30 or 40 times now. Right?
Yeah,
just a great show. A little bit of a competition. Really cool desserts. One of the hosts are great. One of the hostesses is not so great. It just got everything. And one of the things that I've noticed, and I've seen in baking for years, and I've never asked the question, why do we sift already fine flour? And lo and behold, I get a question from Swedish Death Llama here on the same question, or the same concept. And it really is just a wonderful question. So thank you very much. Keep those questions coming. Don't forget to like and subscribe, especially if you liked this video. If you got any questions or comments, don't forget to throw them down. Go Concrete!